Okay.
We live. Okay, we have
There we go.
audio. Perfect.
Yep.
Welcome to Treading Water Podcast. My name's Hugh Murray. My co-host Travis Grant cannot be here again. He is out there. He's fucking doing something. So we're gonna run it back, man. We're going old school. We got our producer, the man behind the scenes, is going to be my guest co-host today.
Nice.
Welcome, Tony Walker.
Thanks for having me there, Hugh Murray.
Anytime, buddy. We're gonna do like a reverse knock 'em dead today,
That's right.
where I'm gonna take the fucking lead, and Tony's gonna hang with us and see what comes out.
Nothing of any substance, I'll tell you.
Yeah, probably not. Tony's fucking probably exhausted. I'm exhausted. It's weird being a writer. I just wanted to like bring up what we were just talking about.
Okay, cool.
Because like you work on these things, right? Like I've been working on a novel for like 10 years.
Wow, it's been that long?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
And like I have, did I ever send it to you?
No, I would love to check it out.
It's not finished, but like I have like 8 chapters. I've worked really fucking hard on it, but it kind of took a back seat because my best friend, his name's Mike. He's a sculptor, and we decided to make a fucking comic book.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we've been working on that the last 2 years, and because I'm a cog in the wheel, which is I'm not used to as a writer and a comedian. And I was talking about this last night because the girl in the shot, her name's Talia. I met her for the first time. She's dating this dude Curtis, who's like really cool. That I met like twice. He's like a ghost hunter. Like these people that like are in this comic, like they are some of the most interesting people I've ever met. Like they like hang out at like closed down psych wards, and like they're funeral directors, and like they like vet surgeons. They know like human anatomy, everything from like human anatomy to like physics, like half of them like have their master's degrees. Like they're like all over the spectrum on like the letter community, like
Yes.
LGBTQ, like like it's just like not my normal environment. It's just like freaks and geeks, man, and I'm into it.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody wants to be like in a movie or a comic book. Like,
Yeah.
everybody wants to be a part of something
Yeah.
like that. So you do. You meet all sorts of
It's
people in every avenue.
it's cool, because like we're trying to get everyone involved as often as possible, because like in the beginning, like the minor characters were just like like my friend Mike, like he was just in different costumes. Yeah, it's just like all right, in this shot Mike's gonna put on a hard hat, like in this shot he's gonna be the main character.
It's the beauty of having no budget.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, it's like less than budget. It's like, I worked overtime today. I'm going to make some props, like we've done like some cool stuff though. And like things are like, it's kind of weird when things like just happen to come together. Like unbeknownst to everybody, we did a shot where my friend John, he gets his head cut off. Because you can't die in this realm,
Okay.
So like a hadron collider blows up, everybody forgets their memory, and no one can die. And I don't want to expose too much of the plot or like the names of the characters or the title, just because it'll go into some AI system and some fucking writer in California will be like, "Oh, this is really cool."
Right. And I'll have it done before you.
Yeah, using fucking AI. And so basically, you can't die. So he just becomes a floating head.
That's cool.
So like, if you get like a mortal wound, like you just have to live with that. Like it's like a cool concept.
Well, I'm almost there. I got rid of the one leg.
Yeah. So I went on fucking this app called Temu, and like it's like real cheap shit, you know. And I found like this perfect prop. I just show up to, you know, my friend's apartment to like write one day,
Yeah.
and you know, it's just like me and the, you know, the two others that are like really putting in like the most time. And you know, there's a fourth who really works hard, and it's basically like the four of us are really like, you know, getting it. And there's like a fifth now, and he's doing like a good job, but he's kind of just past his apprenticeship. And yeah, so I show up with this prop,
Yeah.
and like they're like fucking blown away. They're like, well, this is what we need. So now he's a floating head hooked up to this heart, steampunk heart with like you know, like vents and like it's a really cool prop. It was like $20.
Oh wow.
And like, you know, then it like gets my friend Chico, he sees it and he's just like, and just like gets to work, and all of a sudden now he's a floating head attached to a heart with like your tubes and everything, and now it's like, you know, blown away. It's just like I knew what they needed without talking.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like that's like coming from something up there that like I'm not aware of. And like last night we were shooting, and you know, it got to 2:00 in the morning. So now my friend Mike's been using his phone because he's all on his phone, because like it's like a certain Android. Like my friend Chico had a better Android, so it's like we can't all of a sudden go up in quality,
Right.
and then we can't switch to an iPhone because like when you send a picture from an iPhone to an Android, like you lose quality.
Right.
And it's just like, it doesn't work. And so like we needed him to charge his fucking phone. There was no extension cord in the building. And it's 2:00, and like everybody's looking to me for an answer. You know,
Well, yeah, you're the man.
I'm the man. I was like the director for the shoot that day. You know, because my friend Mike, who's like the creator, you know, he's on the table, and like we couldn't, you know, he couldn't do a lot of the shooting, and so it was like I was doing shooting for the first time. I had no idea what I was doing.
You were the bear. Now you're the man.
Yeah, the bear.
Now you're the man.
Oh my god, I did fucking 4 minutes as a bear on stage. I don't know if you saw it. I posted
I
it to
saw the video.
Instagram.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, so finally we're looking everywhere for an extension cord so he could just be plugged in while he shoots the thing. So he's looking at me. He goes, Hugh, what do I do? And like, he's like, you're the engineer, you know? I'm just like, what the fuck?
Just give me a couple of wires. Done.
I'm like,
Electric.
I sit in a boiler room and watch Netflix. That's what I do. Like, what the fuck do you want from me? I wait for people to call me and tell me what to do. You know, so I'm just staring at him, and he's like standing right in front of Christmas lights, and it like fucking hits me that like Christmas lights plug into each other.
Right.
You know, and I was like, I didn't know how long the run was, but apparently it was just enough. So I just ripped it off the wall. I walked over, I just ripped it off the wall. It was like taped up.
Yeah.
And I was like, Christmas lights are an extension cord. And everybody's like, fucking yes! Like it was a scream, because like there were two kids, like we've been calling them, I don't want to even say. They're two nurses, and they're covered in blood, fake blood, and like the one dude was like laying on the floor for like an hour and a half, and like they wanted to go home, and you know, they're a couple, and you know, they were gonna drive me to my car because I was stranded. And, you know, I wasn't doing much. At this point, like, there's 8 people in the room. And I wasn't doing all of the shooting. So, like, I was kind of just moving the fake blood from, like, corner to corner. It was just like, Hugh, can you get this out of the shot? We don't want a Starbucks Game of Thrones mishap, you know? And I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll fucking move the fake blood. And I just felt in the way. So I was just like, would go sit outside, but like, it's 2:00 in the morning. Like, fucking Marissa went to bed, you know, it was freezing, you know, like, so I just, you know, once the extension cord happened, they were able to get the fucking kids out of there. You know, the nurses, they dropped me off in my car. Boom. I was home by like almost 3 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Saved the fucking day.
That's it. And that's what they'll remember.
Yeah.
Like, we need an extension cord, and Hugh, he grabbed Christmas lights. Only
Yeah.
Hugh would have thought of that.
Yeah, but that's what was happening last night. That was kind of like the magic, and we got what we needed. And like, this is what I brought it up briefly, but I didn't explain it. Being like a writer, and like all I've ever known in creative, like the creative circles, I was a blogger, sports blogger in 2009 before I started comedy.
Okay.
Briefly after college. And my blogs started doing good, like I was a sports like comedy blogger. And then I got into stand up, and then I started practicing my hand, like, writing like a novel. And the novel was like really cool, but like I got caught up in the editing process, and like it hindered the creative process, because I needed to send it out to friends and be like, hey, is this worth writing?
Right.
I needed some feedback. And then when my friends would read it, they'd be like, oh, yeah, you're a fucking typo. The grammar's bad. And so then I would go back and edit. And like, it's just like, okay, dick, like, but is the substance fucking cool, And, like my one friend was like, oh, you're pretty derivative in this one sentence. And I'm like, what the fuck, derivative? Like, dude, you didn't fucking graduate high school. Shut up. Like,
we're from Levittown, for crying out loud.
I know. Like,
we don't
dude,
use
like,
big words.
Yeah. And,
you can be your own worst enemy, though, with the constant editing, and your own worst critic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I was alone for most of these projects. The only time I was ever relying on other people was podcasting. So I did have a podcast in 2009. It was an MMA podcast. It did pretty well. We had like very famous MMA people on. At the time we had the like the Dana White of
Oh, wow.
like not him, but
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean, yeah.
like of the, I think it was Bellator or something, like I forgot his name because eventually he sold it, I think, to Dana White or something. But like he we had him on the show, but like then that show kind of collapsed because I started comedy and started focusing more on that. I went back to work as an engineer, and my partner joined the police force in Florida. I never met the guy, but
really?
we just kind of flowed, and we all met like on Twitter and stuff. It was weird back in 2009. Like Twitter was new,
Yeah, right. Wow.
So like you just would get random followers, and they'd be like, cool, like because you'd just be like tweeting about the same stuff, like the football game, and it's just like, oh, this guy's funny, I'll follow him. And but like I'm not used to being a cog in someone's machine, especially with someone else's vision, as a writer. Right. So like if I ever did get a writing job for like a show or something like that, would be like mind blowing to me,
It's tough, yeah, because all the demands of rewrites and what they approve or don't approve of, you have to let that licensing in your head, you have to let that go.
Yeah,
it's tough,
because like really what's been happening, like I'm one of the main characters in the book, so obviously I can write me, and then like my best friend Mike, I can write him better than he writes him. Like in my novel, I made him a character, so then he made me a sculpture, and that's how I became a character in his universe. And it worked out because after he read him, he's like, dude, you fucking nailed it, and it just kind of worked out like that. But like it's like giving up that, like in the beginning I was pushing back too much. And I was just like, dude, this is fucking stupid. Like, don't add this. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, dude, I'm adding it. It's mine.
It's his vision, his baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I had to, like, in A terms, surrender.
Right.
You know?
And it is. It's weird to do that.
Yeah. And it's awkward. And I'm not used to it. Because, like, being a stand-up, that's where I've focused most of my time. I've been doing stand-up. In March will be 15 years.
Wow.
So that's just me and a pen.
Right.
That's it. Like sometimes you write with someone, you like me and Keegan used to write together. Me, Domenico and Ziegler used to write together. Like you had writing buddies and you would get tips or tags or whatever, and you just hang out and jokes would happen. But
that's a lot different than actually writing, though.
Yeah, but like different. It's mainly been me for 15 years, but like having to sit there and just being like, all right, what the fuck do you want? Like, all right, like if you don't want what I'm giving you, what the fuck do you want? Say it, But sometimes I don't think he knows what he wants, and it's kind of like we have to flow. And it's weird, It's kind of more like podcasting. Like me and Travis, like we flow together.
Absolutely.
You and me flow together.
Absolutely.
We've done tons of your shows, like
That's
every
right.
Tuesday for months.
Do I have to right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, spit and Twitch.
That should be the name of the podcast.
Spit and Twitch. Oh my god, it'd be like Haktua. It fucking. Oh my god, we become a parody of ourselves. this fucking show. Oh my god, it's like what the fuck is this show? Like, dude, me and my co-host see each other like every 5 weeks.
It's true.
Dude, like seriously, I haven't seen Travis since
I think it's
October.
Yeah, I think it's been a month. At least it's when
the last show was me and Marissa on Veterans Day.
Right. That was which is a month ago. Just about a month ago.
But like
yeah.
dude, November was rough for me too. So like I can't blame him. I fucked up one day and he was here, I think.
Yes.
And I forgot to tell everyone I was working. I got called in. My job's been it gets a little demanding in the spring and the fall. Especially around the holidays, guys start taking their vacation,
Right.
And so I've been working a lot of OT. Last week I did 64 hours at the place. Nice. It's going to be one of my best weeks as an engineer ever.
Well, getting married, man, you got to save
dude,
that money.
I got to buy Christmas presents for 3 kids.
That's right.
Just fucking, dude, like I jumped into a family. It's no joke, and plus my niece, nephew, everybody's parents, like it gets up there. But it was 24 hours overtime plus a worked holiday.
That's nice.
So like that's a huge check for me. Like that, like I wasn't feeling well, didn't want to do it. I had to like bang it out. I ended up doing like a double on Sunday, a double on Monday, fucking Tuesday and Wednesday like singles, and then a double on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
And then like at the end of the Thanksgiving double, me and the other guy, we got in early so everybody could get home to their families.
That's nice.
But then after me and that guy did a double, it's like 6:05 and no one's fucking there. Like people are late. It's like, dude, we just did a double on Thanksgiving, so no one else had to work.
Right.
And everybody's showing up late. So the first guy the guy that I was working with, it was his first day of the week, and it was my last day of the week, and I just did all that overtime. So the second I saw someone, I'm walking out, and that guy's like senior to me, and now he's probably going to get promoted soon. So when I took first relief, I think he got like a little offended, like he wanted it.
Right.
But it was just like, I was like, dude, I'm leaving. You can fucking follow me. There's someone here. Like I don't care. Like I'm leaving now.
See, and it's all full circle. You're talking about how you prefer to work by yourself because people suck and they show up late.
Dude, people suck. People fucking suck. Oh my god. I got to tell this story too. I guess it was Tuesday or Wednesday last week. So like I had just done like the 2 doubles, and I live across the street from middle school.
Right.
Now Marissa's kids go there.
Oh, jeez.
So I pull out of my driveway. It's a school zone. This lady is going like 50. I'm pulling out of my driveway. She just lays on her horn. So last year, my dad doing the same exact thing. There's a blind curve, from the other way. Mm-hmm. She was coming from the way you can kind of see more. But like I saw her at the stop sign. I'm like, I got plenty of time. She goes 20 miles an hour.
Sure, right.
And, but she didn't. My dad got into an accident from the other way. Like the guy,
I think did you talk about it on here? I think you did, right? Yeah,
probably.
I remember that.
Yeah. And it was like last year or something. And so I'm pulling out, and like I didn't know if it was a guy or a girl, but I just threw my car into park, stop traffic, get out of my car. And I'm like, are you going to let me get out of my fucking driveway? And she lays on her fucking horn. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So she opens her door. She's like, it's a school zone. You have to go slow. I'm like, slow? I'm pulling out of my driveway. You go fucking slow, you fucking cunt. Unbeknownst to me, my future stepson is sitting in math class.
Oh.
His whole class hears.
Look at this psycho guy calling her a cunt.
Earlier, in the school year, he's like, "Hey, my stepdad's gonna, look at his cool Challenger." Right. And everybody's like, "Oh, is that a Hellcat?" And I'm like, "I can't afford a fucking Hellcat. Are you kidding me? It's a Challenger." But basically, he told his whole class, "That's me."
The school district's calling Marissa a little concerned about who's watching your kids.
So the teacher goes, "Oh, that guy's getting coal for Christmas," and like, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I probably mortified this poor kid."
Oh, that'd be great. You're yelling at you.
Like, little old lady's face, like, I mean, she was definitely like 50s or something, but 60s.
She's probably his social studies teacher or something.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. But like, she was flying, and it's just like, it's a dangerous spot, like pulling out of there. Like, like my dad's a great driver. Never seen, I don't think he's ever been in another accident.
Wow.
And that guy like smashed into him. And I was smoking a cigarette out of my window, which my dad fucking hates. And I watched the whole thing. And that time he liked it. I run down. I'm like, I saw that whole fucking thing, man. You didn't fucking stop. You're going like 50. It's school hours, man. And my dad's like, well, yeah, he saw the whole thing, And he's smoking.
Well, maybe the kids are like, well, we better not fuck with him. Do you see his step?
But that's what, that's the important thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Because he's been getting picked on.
Oh.
There is a kid in that class that's been picking on him. I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal all this. I apologize, Marissa, if I'm not. But he's getting picked on. I got picked on in elementary school and middle school. I had what the kids call a glow up in 8th grade.
Glow up?
Glow up.
I don't know what that is.
It's when you kind of go from like an awkward, ugly person to like kind of like a handsome person.
Right, okay.
So basically I was overweight like up until like 7th grade. And then like 8th grade, I hit like a growth spurt. So that weight all of a sudden started getting stretched over, 5, 10, 6 foot frame,
Right.
like,
yep, gotcha.
And so like, and then like my dad was just like, enough. You're old enough to start using weights, like started working out, started doing stuff like that. And then like my life became like a fight montage. Like, okay, bullies, like cool. Like I'm going to get suspended today. Are you ready to,
Yep.
And I'd love to teach him that.
Sure.
I'd love to teach him that. I don't know if she wants me to teach him that because, like, getting in trouble in school is a lot. We'd love for him to stand up for himself. But
right. Yes.
How he's been doing it hasn't been working because these kids are doing the same exact thing. It's just what kids fucking do when I was in school. So now the kid says something to him. William responds. The kid goes to the principal. William gets detention because the kid went first. And he's been getting lunch detention. He's coming home frustrated. And that kid was in his math class. And I hope now he saw, like, oh, he's got a psychopath behind him.
Right.
Because my dad, I'll tell you what my dad, I have a lot of issues with my dad, but my dad did something fucking insane. My dad's a psychopath. And when I was about 8th grade, these about 30 or 40 kids came to my house looking for me on bikes.
My goodness.
Yeah, 30 or 40. I was hanging out with I didn't have a lot of friends. I was hanging out with the kid around the block, that was like my best friend. He was just a tall, skinny kid, not a fighter.
Right.
And all these kids from the Sauk, the other school in Levittown, they all the football team, the lacrosse team, the baseball team, they all came from, they were all jocks. They all knew how to fight. There was some shit talking that was going on, and they knew where I lived from Pee Wee football. So they knocked on the door. My dad answers, thought they were my friends. I'm like, Dad, these kids are here to fight me. I don't know what to do. So my dad fucking just, come on, let's go. And my dad's like, who's here to fight my son? You? Hey, you, Nick? You, Scott? How about you, Rick? He knew them all from coaching.
Yeah.
And, they all got intimidated. It's a grown-ass man. Everyone's in 7th, 8th grade or whatever. And they finally got the kid that was doing the most shit talking. And it was a one-on-one fight.
Oh, wow.
I beat the ever-living shit out of the kid.
Nice.
It was the first real time I lost control of my anger. I went in, I hysterically cried because I didn't know how to deal with the feelings when I was that young.
Sure.
But I didn't get jumped that day. I didn't get beat up by a bunch of fucking kids on bikes.
So let me ask, not to interrupt,
go ahead.
but you kind of went from your dad was pointing out these kids to a one-on-one fight. Your father helped set this up or something? He found the ringleader and said, okay, he'll fight you?
My dad's just which one of you want to fight my son? Who's here?
Yeah, he set it up.
Yeah, he came out. He came out right across the street, and right at the school, and it was just who's here? You're not going to jump in. It's going to be a one-on-one fight.
Wow.
And that's it. So after I literally when I black out, I start choking people, and I'm just it scares me.
Yeah.
And it's happened a couple times, as I got older and the fights became more dangerous. And so the kid finally got off of me. I went to shake his hand. He fucking spit at me or something. He was completely embarrassed. I'm shaking uncontrollably, trying to hide what I'm feeling. And my dad goes, all right, who's next?
Holy shit.
Who's next? Who else wants to fight my son? Because he just saw me completely tear this kid apart.
Yeah.
And so I think he his confidence in me grew, oh, he can handle himself with these kids, The other kids just were all right, and they left.
Wow.
And it's a crazy story.
That is crazy. So there's a lot of good and bad to that.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place in my head.
Do you know why I'm fucked up? Do you know why I live my life the way I do?
Holy crap. But it worked. They stopped picking on you after that?
Never came back to my house.
But and then you eventually you started playing sports, a big lacrosse guy.
Yeah, yeah. As I got
a cool kid,
as I got older, I got more friends. Because I was becoming good at sports. It wasn't just I was sitting on the bench and I was just part of the team. I was fucking there. And I was participating. I remember I was a defensive end, and I was just an awesome pass rusher in football. And the cool kid, the quarterback. Right. The first time he ever really fucking talked to me, he's Hugh, get a sack.
Right.
And I fucking did. And I was just oh, fucking, this kid talked to me, I didn't know he knew I existed, we hadn't really talked. We became great friends later in life, but that's it.
But you were probably the talk of the fucking school after you beat that kid up.
Yeah, that was the year where girls started noticing me, and I stopped getting bullied, Wow. It was when I went to high school, of course there were the older kids that would test me, and they kind of started meeting the same fate. It was just
Your father unleashed a monster.
He did, man. Like he knew what he raised. Yeah. Fucking borderline sociopath, fucking Dexter.
Wow, man.
Yeah. So, I'd love, because Marissa's son is a big dude.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Big dude. Big, strong kid. He doesn't know his strength. He's scared to fight. He doesn't want to get in trouble. He just wants kids to leave him alone.
Right. Yeah.
Just like I did. Just wants to make friends, And I just by me being a fucking psycho, and doing that, I just hope maybe
it might.
It helped.
Yeah, it
maybe
might.
Maybe it helped.
They see that actually might do something. So, I hate to say it, but sometimes there's no other way.
No, dude. No. Like, in my opinion, and this is where, like, alt-right people kind of drive me crazy, where they're like, bullying's necessary. Right. Bullying's necessary, because if you don't bully someone, they're going to end up a trans person. Like, it's just like, all right, dude, like, you're fucking insane, too.
Right.
Just, like, shut up with your fucking insanity. Like, everybody's just screaming into the void on social media. Like, this is weird fucking trans people. Like, fucking... And it's just like, dude, bullying is not necessary. Just let kids be kids.
Right.
They're kids.
Right.
Like, why is your son such an asshole that he's picking on someone at school?
Right.
Like, what did you do? Like, I just love to go to the fucking parent and be like, what did you do to fuck this kid up?
Yep. Oh, I've done that with my son. I've gone to parents.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Marissa would love to do that. But you know what that does? Mortifies the kid. If my dad would have called that kid's dad and, like, worked it out like that, I probably would have got made fun of more. And it would have been like, you're a pussy, you went and told your dad. And and right. It wouldn't have stopped until, like, there are certain people out there who they think if they reach a certain level of energy or insanity that they'll always get what they want.
Right. Yes.
And you have to match them. You have to match them there. You have to meet them there or beat them.
Right.
And then they back down. And they're like, whoa, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were like, but they're just so used to throwing a fit and getting their fucking way since they were a baby because they didn't know how to self-soothe, I'm going to cry and get my bottle. Like, okay, you're that's fucking, exactly infant.
They don't know how to handle it when someone goes up to their level.
Yeah,
they don't
dude,
know what to do.
You fucking match them at their energy. Some people will shut down.
Yep.
I don't like doing that because, like, I don't like showing my cards.
Sure.
Texas Hold'em. I'm gonna show it the last. If I fold, you don't see my cards. You don't know what I'm working with, and I like to keep it that way. But like on the rare occasion, there have been people that I've had to do that with. One being my old boss that I think I talked about.
You did talk
the
about
incestuous pedophile,
right?
That ended up killing himself.
Is that a weird feeling,
dude? That how that story ended?
Yeah,
insane.
Like, because it sounds like he was a real prick.
He tortured me during those 3 years. I had to start seeing a therapist. Yeah. I relapsed. I came home crying weekly to my dad. Now my dad was the treasurer of our union, and this was an executive board member who used to work for him.
Wow.
So they had a tight relationship, and I never understood when my dad never made a call.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I would call. I seriously, I wasn't doing good at my last apprentice job. This was my first job in the union, not being an apprentice, making good money. I wanted to do good. I wanted to change my reputation, and this guy fucking tortured me.
So what's it like with, like you said, the way this ended? I'm sure there's a part of you that feels
he was a bully.
Good riddance.
He was a bully.
But I don't know.
I feel awful.
Yeah, right. Like his family or something.
His family. Yeah. I feel awful. But
there is a little justification at the same time.
I've been
weird.
thinking about it a lot because people have been asking me about it a lot. There have been two people in my life that my inner core did not want to be around, because I knew they were an evil person.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever been around someone like that. I don't know if you feel it with me.
No, it's just fear. No.
No, where it's just like, no, this person is fucking evil. Like everything they do, like is it's off. It goes against like natural order. Like it, like their smell, their fucking appearance, like it's just off. Like this guy didn't curse. He claimed he didn't drink. He eventually started coming in very, very drunk to work and like, again, fucking with me in the middle of the night. I used to work overnights. He would come in at 2:00 in the morning, try to catch me sleeping. But
So he wasn't on the job. He was just showing up to fuck with you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He would, apparently he kept a drug test in his locker just for me, with my name on it.
Nice.
Like, because he knew my reputation. He told everyone on the job my reputation. Guys I've never met thought I was like, one of the engineers, who's like a shift supervisor. He's like, when I first heard about you, and this guy was like fucking real autistic, and he was in like Camp Lejeune with like Agent Orange chest, like, so he was like, he was like fucked up, and he's like, when I first heard about you, I thought you were gonna be like some strung out fucking, track marked fucking, and I'm just like, no, like I'm a good worker,
I mean, everything you're saying these days, that's all lawsuit material. Like you could sue the union, the company, you'd be swimming in it right now.
I would never do that to the union though.
No, I hear you.
The union put food on my table for
I hear you. I'm a big union guy myself.
40 years. I would never do that.
I'm just saying though, that's
I could have
level.
I could have.
Right.
I think we all could have had a class action suit. It's not something that I haven't put thought into, but I don't think many people would have done it, because then it's just like the union spending money to sue themselves, like,
Right.
And
yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, I don't know how much they would go for it, but the
crazy.
way that story ended was just fucking insane, where it's just like, I was right. Right. My dad didn't believe me. No one fucking believed me. That guy was evil. And now there was one other person that I knew that I went to a rehab. It was called St. Christopher's. It's in Graymore, upstate, on a mountain. Miracles happen at that fucking place.
Is that the same one that Sean Kearns? Do you know Sean Kearns?
I know Sean Kearns. I don't know if he went there though.
Because he talks about one that was like a church-based one that was back in the mountain.
Ran by monks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same one.
It might be.
He stayed there for like 6 months or some shit.
Yeah. I was supposed to be there for 90 days. I got kicked out for doing stand-up comedy for everybody.
I shouldn't laugh at this. What?
Yeah. I went home. They sent me home with a train ticket. I had no phone. I had money because I was selling cigarettes to people. But yeah.
What's wrong? So you were doing stand-up at the place?
There were people there from my union and my high school that knew I was a comedian.
Oh, wow.
So it got around that I was a comedian. Everybody wanted to hear my act. So we went up like in this area where like, there was 175 people there. I'd say about 50 to 75 showed up. And they threw me out for like organizing a group.
Oh, so it wasn't necessarily the stand-up. It was the fact that you planned it and organized it.
Yeah, I think they thought I was becoming like too influential over people or something. I don't know.
And that was your first and only offense, and there was like no tolerance.
No tolerance, dude.
Wow.
Like they ran by I went home. I overdosed that day.
Oh, no kidding.
I was that bad, and I begged them to stay, and they threw me out. I had like a 2-hour break in Penn Station. I didn't know what to do. Started drinking. Got home. Had like, maybe mid-afternoon. And finally got my cell phone. Started making bad decisions because I was drunk.
Right.
But like, what else do you do in Penn Station when you don't have a fucking phone?
Right.
Like, what was I supposed to just fucking sit there and stare at the clock? Like, I don't know, but this is how it played out. So in that place, the dorms had like 20 guys to a room. The guy that I slept directly next to creeped me the fuck out. And like, I didn't want to be around him. He kind of like always wanted to talk to me because like we just naturally were next to each other. I was in the corner by a window, so it was actually a decent bunk. But he was like right next to me. And months later, he went home and killed his mother with a claw hammer.
Oh my goodness!
And he drove around with her dead in a car for hours. His name was Andrew.
With the window down, yelling, "Hugh!"
Yeah, where are you, Hugh? Now he was from upstate somewhere.
Oh my goodness!
So those are the two most evil people I've ever met, and they gave me chills. Like you know,
I know two people. In fact, I was just talking about it this weekend with my wife.
Yeah,
there are two people that I know in my life that I am convinced are just straight descendants from hell.
Right.
They don't have a single nice thing in their body.
Yeah,
nothing.
There are people like that out
Absolutely.
there. You know, and it, like I haven't met too many, but you know, when I saw that article in the newspaper, I was like, I was right again. Right. You know, like, like, well, I mean, that was the first time I was right, but like, then when this happened, I had early warning when this guy, you know, when his life fell apart. For about a week or two, and I wasn't allowed to say anything to anybody, and it was driving me nuts.
Yeah.
And we didn't know if the story was true because the source that we heard it from maybe a little too close, and I'm trying to do this without revealing who it is.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
It was a little too close to the situation, and they were focusing on different issues.
Right.
So, like, they told the whole story, but they were concerned with pictures that were taken from LaGuardia of him cheating on his wife.
Okay.
So it... If I say this next sentence, like, it just gives it away.
All right.
But they were concerned with that. They weren't concerned with the main fucking issue.
Right.
So we were confused, and we're like, we don't know if this were true. It was a phone call to my dad, told to me. It was supposed to be for me, but he took it. He didn't want me involved. And I had to sit with that.
Right.
For like almost a week and a half. And then when I got the call that he opened his wrists, I was like, that's confirmed.
Right.
You know?
Right.
A fucking innocent person would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it was like, it was refreshing knowing I was right. I felt awful.
Well, that's
awful for the family.
It's refreshing, but you don't want to be right at the same time.
Yes. Right. Yes, dude. Like, you don't want to believe that there are really fucking evil monsters out there in human form.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, yeah, you go on Netflix and watch these documentaries, and the old supposedly true documentaries, you just see just how fucked up people are.
Yeah,
There's
but like,
shit that's going down.
Yeah, but like, you know, how often does someone's personal life, like how often do you actually run into someone? Like when I watch like the, you know, who killed John Benet Ramsey, it's just like, okay, your mom did, you know, like fucking got it, you know, but like that's in fucking some other state, you know, fictitious to me, you know, it could have been made up, like whatever. You're telling me that happened. Okay, I've never met them in my fucking life. You know?
Yeah, when it gets more personal. Well, I've talked about it on my show. I knew I coached Rex Huerman's son in baseball.
Yeah.
I met the man at least twice that I can remember. The wife was around more often. But, so when that happened, I mean, you know, like I said, I barely know the guy. In fact,
but he seems guilty as fuck.
Absolutely, he's creepy. And when I met him, he was not nice. He's very didn't really talk. He gave you like one word answers. He seemed grumpy, and he gives you like a weird, creepy vibe.
Right, because like people who talk have nothing to fucking hide.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Guys that are constantly trying to, you know, one word you or it seems like they're holding things in.
Right.
You know?
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
But it is weird when things are like personally.
Yeah, where it
attached.
gets to a personal fucking
And then
level.
even, Joey Petroni, even him, he lived like 2 or 3 houses away from the dude.
Oh, wow.
So he was, when it first broke, he was going live on Facebook and he would be in front of the house. But
yeah.
like a day or two later, he stopped doing all that shit. You could see it in him. I remember he came in here one day when it was still, and he was like, he
shook.
really,
He was shook.
He was very shook. He's like, my daughters walk past the house every day.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for him for a
yeah,
little while.
but like, yeah, he seemed like he kind of knew what he was doing.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know,
doing
he
it a
would
long
never
time, too.
shit where he ate.
Right.
You know.
Right. So all right. So now going all
Yeah.
back to the beginning of this. So what are you thinking as far as? Like you said, you're hoping maybe this kid that's picking on, was it William? You said?
Well, yes.
So he saw you freaking
Yes.
out on this lady.
Yeah, and this old lady.
So are you now just waiting to see if he backs off now, or do you have?
I'm hoping. You know,
Okay.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping like the kid doesn't have to fucking go into school and punch someone in the
Right.
face. You know.
So all
like,
right. So before that, with the lady, what were you guys thinking of doing? Were you thinking of calling the school? Were you going to call the kid's parents? Like, what were you thinking?
she's been trying to deal with, the principal and the assistant principal and the dean and everything. So the principal of the middle school was the dean when we were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He loved me. He barely remembered me,
Okay.
but he
Well, that's a
loved
good
me
thing.
in high school.
Yeah.
But like I guess he doesn't recognize me as an adult. But I look very different. I used to have a shaved head up until 11th grade.
Yeah, I remember. Actually, I don't know why, but I remember you telling me that once.
Yeah. I grew my hair out as a senior in high school. So like my photo in the yearbook is like me with like a buzz cut.
Right. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Top Gun. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, kind of. Like real short, real fucking short, tight. And my girlfriend convinced me to grow it out like as a senior. And so like if you would look back, like I don't really look anything like that 11th grader,
Mm-hmm.
If the picture was taken as a senior, I would look a little bit closer, But she's been dealing with the principal, but he's not the dean. He's not the assistant principal. They're the ones who are doling out the punishment.
Right.
The principal's more administrative, like he's kind of running the whole show. He's got to deal with the upper management, like there's a lot more things on his plate than dealing with lunch detention, and that's what sucks, because like when we showed up to back to school night, we talked to them for a while, and it would be nice if the principal had this kid's back, knowing who we are, like. Because this guy would be like, Hugh, you're a good kid. Why are you here again? And like, well, teacher threw me out. It's just like, okay, well, you're going to miss tonight's game, so
Right.
I'm going to not give you detention. Just go back and stop fucking disrupting class, But it's weird because, like, me and my best friend were in a lot of classes in high school. So he had ADD at the time, which is now ADHD or whatever.
Right.
And I was so far ahead that I would finish before the class. So he wouldn't be doing his work and I wouldn't be doing my work because I had finished it. He haven't even started.
Right.
So we would just be fucking joking around, and the teacher would always tell me, he's like, you are killing him. Wow. Stop fucking bothering him. He's like, you're finished. You're getting 90s. He's fucking not even reading and getting 60s, please, please.
Wow.
Like he pulled me aside and like, my friend is not a dumb person. He just has a bad attention span.
Right.
He is, doing phenomenal in his career now. Ended up being a Marine for 5 years,
Very nice. Yeah.
2 tours in fucking Iraq and Afghanistan.
Nice.
And like, I can't speak highly enough about this person. He's been my best friend for 30 years, He works in my union now. He's
Oh, wow.
doing great. My dad got him a job. He's better at engineering than me. Mm-hmm. He's surpassed me. He has more certifications. I got to reach his level now. Things have changed, and but at the time, that's what was happening. But the principal is a very good man. my mom worked at that middle school for a long time as like a hall monitor, and she got along great with him. So I'm hoping he can help the situation,
right?
And like he has it, because he's just been there. The dean was actually my English teacher in middle school. He didn't remember me.
Do they remember her? Because she went there too, right?
Yes, yeah. A lot of them remember her, but they don't remember me. But, she's one of 5.
Oh,
so,
okay.
like, her name,
right, like, name, right.
like, everybody kind of knows Gaspari. Because, it was, like, starting with, like, her older brother was a year or 2 older than me. And, like, the youngest is like 8 years younger than me, like something like that. Yeah. Like they're like 30 or something like that, so like it was like a longer span. While my family is just me and my sister, we're 2 years apart, so we just kind of came and went.
Right.
Right. But I'm hoping I don't know if we're running a little long. We're almost there.
Yeah,
right?
we got like 5 minutes or so. Mickey says, Hugh, go kick the kid's ass.
Yes, dude. Oh my God! You know how many times a day I want to hit children?
They do deserve it.
Yes, yeah,
no doubt about it.
Oh my God, it's fucking insane. And this kid just seems like such a little shit. It's been happening since elementary school, and Marissa warned the principal that this is what's happening.
Wow.
And it's just like, so if you were warned, like, hey, these 2 kids don't get along, they are in like all of the same classes because they all need the extra help.
Right.
So it's just, they can't be separated, but like it's awful. And like knowing how awful my middle school and elementary school was, like my heart's breaking.
Right.
It's just like history's repeating itself. I feel helpless because I'm not his dad.
Right. Well,
I'm not his dad. Like I can only offer so much counsel.
Right.
The kid's only known me for 2 years. I don't know how much he trusts me.
Right.
And these are like really fucking deep thoughts and inner monologues that I've had with myself that I don't know if I should be fucking sharing, But if anything on this fucking podcast, we've been real.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, women have left Travis over this show.
Yes. But like that was fucking crazy. She was our number 1 fan.
Oh, is that right?
She was our number 1 fan before they started dating. Me and Travis, because me and Travis linked up because we started hanging out at that tea place, and like it was like we clicked up. We were just hanging out, and it's like I was looking for a podcast partner. My obvious choice was Keegan. Fucking Hirschman fucking Jewed him away from me.
It's what he does.
Yeah. Dude, now, like, like, originally, everyone thought me and Keegan were gay, and, like...
Oh, they still think that.
Yes, but, like, and now Keegan has, like, 5 boyfriends now. Everybody's trying to be is like, his boyfriend. Like, Mylonis, Hirschman, fucking... Richie Byrne. Everybody's like, oh, and it's just like, no... We had that relationship first.
You can have him, man. He came up to me at the last holiday party last year. Came right up to me. I'm going to kiss you on the lips. I said, no, you're not.
We did that after a roast battle.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, Richie Byrne says that Mike has soft lips.
He does, yeah. He does.
I'll take your word for it.
That roast battle was fucking memorable. He won. It was well-deserved. I thought I did well, but... This is why I can't roast battle. Every time I'll always lose because there's more to make fun of me about.
Yeah?
Yes.
I mean, there's the obvious low-hanging fruit with the whole drugs, but
drugs.
What else? Yeah.
That I dress gay, whatever.
You dress gay?
Well, like on stage usually, like,
Yeah, all right. I can. Yeah, there might be a few
I
that.
dress up. I mean, for years I used to wear like pink shirts and ties.
Right? Did you like button all the way up and shit?
Yeah. I still do the button up.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. But yeah, like I would wear like vests and like, ties and stuff. Like Terry McNeely would be like, "Come on, we're going on the road. Grab your fucking pink tie. Let's go." He said I used to dress like Dr. Teeth from the Muppets.
That's fantastic.
But like I lost a roast battle to fucking Emily Santosis.
There's a lot worse people I would lose
She's
to.
funny.
She's very funny. She's
but
great.
I promised myself I was only going to do one trans joke.
Well, right, and that's what's going through my head. There's a low-hanging fruit there, too. Yeah.
I promised myself. I said, I'm a better comedian than that.
Right, yes.
If I hammered that point home, I might have won. I also had a strategy where I was like, all right, I'm going to save 2 of the better jokes for the overtime because I know we're going to tie. And then we didn't.
Oh, wow.
It was fucking Lindsay Jennings was one of the guests. She was never going to vote for me. She fucking hates me.
Why?
Because I always fucking call her a slut.
Why was she a judge?
It was her roast battle.
Oh.
It was her, Roach, and this dude who is like fucking Pete Davidson's like best friend. I forgot his name. He's a good writer. I think he wrote for SNL for like a year and got fired or something. And he voted for me. Fucking Roach voted against me.
Wow.
And I was like, what the? I thought Roach was the swing vote. I knew Lindsay was going to Emily because girl power. And yeah.
Wow, I'll have to.
I mean, I thought Roach was going to be my vote. Actually, the other guy was the wild card because I didn't know him, but he voted for me. Because Emily uses it in her act now. Where what was where I said she got arrested for mail fraud.
That's very good.
That was a joke. She uses that in her act now. I said, that's all you. That's all you.
Yeah.
Like, you could have that one. Like, I wrote that specifically for you, so here you go. Apparently, she uses it because she came up to me, like, maybe like a year or 2 later. She's like, I fucking hate you. She goes, that joke crushes every night.
Yeah.
She's just like, I think about it, to think about you every time I say it. And it's just like, I'm like, it's a good joke. It
is a good joke.
Go.
Wow.
Like I have no problem giving good jokes to comedians that fucking deserve it. She deserves it. But like, yeah, that's what happens, man. Like I promised myself again with Keegan, I wasn't gonna hammer him with fat jokes, because I think I'm a better writer than that.
Right. Agreed. Yeah.
Who else? There was some open micer that I beat. But like I'm like at 1 for 3 in roast battles or something like that, and like as like a decent comedian and a decent writer, I'm like I should be better at that, But maybe it's not my wheelhouse, Like maybe I'm like in unknown waters that I shouldn't be in. Like that's Saliani's fucking.
Yeah.
He's a shark in those waters,
Yes,
I'm a guppy. Saliani wins every fucking roast battle, Or he should, at least. He's good at it.
You just it's not the words. You just choke.
Yeah. That's my move, man. The fucking grab the Adam's apple. It's and like people always like, yeah, you black out, right? I'm like, no, dude. Like my vision turns like white. It's like a white hot rage. It's insane, dude. Like it happened a couple times. Like. One time in college, it fucking it really scared me. Like we had to run away. The kid wasn't getting up.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, the kid was not getting up. So these kids were fucking. Oh, I'll tell it real fast because we're going over. Me and 3 of my college friends are at a diner. The night was kind of a bust. We're like, let's just go get food. These kids are just eyeballing us. There's 2 guys and a girl. So this guy fucking finally, like, they finish their food. They come up. They, like, go up to us. The kid's like, you got a fucking problem? So me being me. And this is, like, my character in the book. Like, just picture, like, a fucking steampunk me. Like, the goggles and the gas mask on my head with a cigarette in my mouth. Yeah, I got a problem. Your girlfriend doesn't have my number.
Oh, that's great.
So these fucking kids are waiting for us outside the diner. They're ready to come back in. They're fucking furious. The waitress comes up to us and says, all your guys' meals are on the house if you don't go outside and fight.
Oh, wow.
So we're like, all right, we won't. But as luck would have it, on our way back to, walk back to my apartment in Sayville, I was a junior in college. We ran into him.
Oh, jeez.
So my friend Sean starts fighting that kid that I was talking to. They had like 3 rounds. It was like a boxing match. Like the kid, he ripped off his shirt. I was like, oh my God, I wouldn't fuck with that guy.
Wow.
He was a lot bigger than I thought. Like he was hiding like the abs and everything. Like I was like, oh fuck, he's a wrestler. Like you could fucking tell. And he beat the shit out of my friend Sean in the first round. My friend Sean knocked him out in the second. And then
goodness.
in the third round, it was kind of like a tie. Like they just kept getting up and then kept arguing and fighting.
Wow.
And it was crazy. At one point, some point during the third round, the other kid, he starts going to my friend Ben and Dan, and he starts with Ben and he goes, "You're a faggot." Then he goes to Dan and he goes, "You're a faggot." And now in Levittown, I've watched this happen so many times. You don't get hit on the T.
Yep.
He goes to me and he goes, and I'm
right.
I didn't let him get it out. He went on the ground and I was hitting this kid so violently that I thought all my knuckles were gone.
Wow.
I couldn't use my hand anymore. So this is where comes full circle from my first thought as a blogger. My podcast was called hammerfisting.com.
Oh, wow.
Because that's what I started doing to the kid.
Oh.
And it was just like this, like the hammer action.
Oh, my goodness.
And the whole time I'm choking him out. My friends aren't pulling me off. The kid, they Sean and the other kid, they're worried. The girl starts saying she's going to call the cops. I think one of my friends fucking threw her phone away or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Ripped it out of her hand. And I beat this kid to a fucking bloody pulp. And I got pulled off by my friends because they're like, you're going to kill him. And because I wasn't stopping. And I got up, we started running away. We were a block away, and they were still trying to get the kid up.
Oh my God.
And I was you just hear those stories where it's oh yeah, we got into a bar fight and fucking I hit the guy, he hit his head on a curb, he died, and I did 25 years,
Right.
And it's just drunken fights in college, you don't expect fucking serious consequences.
I know a guy that happened to. He got literally tossed out of the bar and he was stumbling as he ended up in the street, got hit by a car.
Dude, it's no joke.
No.
I haven't really thrown a punch in fucking, over a decade now. I really got my anger under control.
Nice.
Really, I had to do a lot of work on myself because I was a very, very angry person.
Well, yeah, you can't keep going on like that forever.
Yeah. But that was one of the other times where that was just fucking.
Wow.
I lost control, man.
Well, good luck to William, and I hope.
Yes, I hope I hope things fucking turn around.
Right.
November was a shitty month for everybody that I've been talking to. I'll tell you, fucking as of December 1st, I had a real good night last night. Today's off to a pretty decent start.
Good.
Thank you for being my co-host.
Oh, my pleasure, pal. Thanks for having
me. I feel like
me.
I talked more than I wanted you to talk more. But I told a bunch of stories today.
Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So the only sponsor I'm going to mention is Sage and Selenite. Sage and Selenite.
If I can find it. Is that one?
Yes.
Yeah, it is that one.
Yes. Apparently, one of the sponsors hasn't been getting back to Travis, and the other sponsor, not much communication with me. But this place, they love us. We love them. I'm going to get there because, I'm obsessed with my crystals and wizard stuff. And I got to check it out. Me and Marissa, we love our crystals.
Nice.
Yeah, I it's weird putting like faith into fucking rocks, but but I do it. You believe in a fucking sky daddy with a beard. People believe in different things.
That's it.
Don't fuck with my religion. Sage and Selenite, man, go there. It's in Long Island. Give it a Google for the location because honestly, I haven't been there yet, but they love the show. I think it's an S. Selenite.
Yeah, I have no idea how to spell Selenite. Seaford.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get. Yeah, when Marissa's off, I'm gonna take her there.
Where relaxation meets zen.
Holistic spa and boutique, dude. It looks like such a cool place. I gotta take her there because it's like we like this type of stuff. It looks like really zen.
Yeah.
You could get facials, Reiki stuff, massages. Yeah. Different types of scrubs, acupuncture, I think.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Nice. Lots of stuff there. Gentleman's facial.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
That sounds like a Pornhub term. Yeah.
Ear candling.
Candling.
What is that supposed to like clear the ear out or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I might try that.
Yeah, lots of good stuff there. Check it out, please. They sponsor the show. They like us. The other two sponsors haven't been, like the other place wasn't answering Travis's calls apparently. The last time I talked to the fucking knife guy, I was like, can you send us something? He's like, what happened to the last stuff I sent you? I'm like, I paid for half of that. I'm like, you fucking jerk off.
Oh, I know exactly where this is. So this is, it's on Merrick Road in Seaford. It is right, almost like smack middle between the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway and the Wanto Parkway.
Oh, dude, that's so close to me. I have no reason not to get there.
Yep.
Next Saturday, I'm going when Marissa's off.
There you go. Early Christmas gift for Marissa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should go and get her something there. Or like not tell her.
I see that. Who's got your back, pal?
Yeah.
Whoop, that's the wrong
Thanks,
graphic.
Tony.
I'm here for you. We want that one.
Yeah. Nah, a little knock 'em dead plug's fine.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, you got anything you want to plug?
December 13th, we're doing a show in the Giggle Room. Mike Bacchetti is hosting. I'm doing a few minutes. Mark Riccadonna is jumping up, and Don Jameson is headlining.
Awesome.
Yeah, very excited about
Awesome.
that. Thank you.
I had a show on my calendar for December 7th. Don't know.
Location?
Don't know.
Nothing?
I thought it was Keegan and Friends.
That's December 12th at the brokerage.
Yeah, I don't think I'm on that. I have no idea who booked me on a show. If you booked me on a show, please tag me in a fucking flyer. It's a week away.
It's this weekend.
Why is it? It's in my calendar. A comedy show, 8:00.
This Sunday. Go see possibly Hugh somewhere.
No, it's not Sunday.
Yeah, this December 7th is this Sunday.
It's Saturday.
Yeah, it's this weekend though. Either way, it's coming right up.
It says Gov's Little Room. I made sure I had off. I spoke about it on the podcast with Marissa.
It says Gov's. It says the Giggle Room.
Giggle Room. I checked Gov's.
Yeah, they don't have anything listed.
Govs.com. They have nothing listed
for this Saturday.
Nothing listed,
which is strange. So I'm wondering if somebody canceled.
That's possible.
Yeah, they usually don't.
Or they got canceled.
No, that could be. But yeah, maybe.
But
I don't know.
I checked. There's nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
There's something on the 6th. Ghosts and Giggles. Go see fucking Ghosts and Giggles on the 6th. Come to Governors, man.
That's
Govs.com.
Anthony Rodia's in the main club all weekend long.
Oh, Rodia.
Yep.
That's big.
Heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep. That should be fun. He's always fun.
Oh, they love him. Absolutely.
Yeah. He always does a good job. If you like Italians. Oh, my Nona has fucking plastic on the couch. Oh, you got a Nona? I got a Nona. Fucking Italians. Jesus Christ. I eat spaghetti. Yeah, we call it sauce, but not gravy. Oh, hilarious. We fucking get it.
Hey, they're loyal though. He's made.
I'm not just making fun of fucking Rodia. I don't want to like just rip him apart. I just feel like that's Italian humor. It's just being like recycled from fucking Sebastian. Oh, my dad knew someone in the mob. He was a bookie. He ran numbers.
And that's why there's no show for him this Saturday.
Yeah, dude, I don't fucking care anymore. Oh, my God. But, yeah, dude, Govs.com. Go see Anthony Rodia. He's very funny. I've seen him.
Oh, he's great.
He made me laugh a lot.
Yep.
You know, I just like to rip on Italians. That's what we do on the show because we're all Irish. And that's it, man. My name's Hugh Murray. Follow me at The Logic. Follow at Treading Water Podcast. Follow at Gov's Comedy Podcast.
Gov's Comedy Club Podcast.
Comedy Club Podcast.
Thank you
Follow
very
that. And, have a good one.